Hey there, fellow bakers! Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the wonderful world of sourdough starters. If you're new to sourdough or looking to perfect your starter, you've come to the right place. Let's get started. First things first, let's talk about creating a sourdough starter. All you need is some flour, water, and a bit of patience. To begin, combine equal parts of flour and water in a jar. I recommend using whole grain flour for the initial feed as it contains more natural yeast and bacteria. Mix it well until you have a thick, pancake-like batter. Cover the jar loosely and let it sit at room temperature. Over the next 5 to 7 days, you'll need to feed your starter daily. This means discarding half of the starter and replenishing it with fresh flour and water. Here's a tip. If you're worried about wasting flour, you can use the discarded starter in recipes like pancakes or waffles. This way, nothing goes to waste. After a week or so, your starter should be bubbly and active. It will have a pleasant, tangy aroma, indicating that it's ready to use. Congratulations! You've successfully created your very own sourdough starter. Now, let's talk about maintaining it. To keep your starter healthy, continue to feed it daily if you bake often. If you don't bake as frequently, you can store your starter in the fridge and feed it once a week. Now, let's troubleshoot some common issues. If your starter smells bad or has mold on it, it's best to start over. Remember to keep your jar clean and use filtered water if your tap water is heavily chlorinated. Another common problem is a sluggish starter. If your starter isn't bubbling as much as it should, try moving it to a warmer spot or using whole grain flour for a few feedings. Lastly, let's talk about storing your starter. If you're taking a break from baking, you can dry your starter by spreading it thinly on a baking sheet and letting it air dry. Once dry, break it into pieces and store it in an airtight container. To reactivate it, simply add water and flour and start the feeding process again. And there you have it, folks, the basics of creating, maintaining, and troubleshooting your sourdough starter. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy baking!